So, since the replicants had been maintaining the system and extracting meso to kind of keep everything under control, they now have they're starting to have their own identities and their own personalities. And as we know, that's a problem because when you try to merge the two, you either erase one or cause the original to relapse. And this process continues. By about circa 3,000, replicants have formed civilization. Almost all of them have sentience, and yada yada yada. Basically, there is a rebirth of civilization that reaches approximately the medieval era, which which we know that's roughly where we come into the story.
Yeah.
In 3276, there's the revival of Red Eye. Yeah, so, oh joy, this is an interesting... So, at this point, the purification of the world is continued. Legion has decreased dramatically, but one replicant enters the Forbidden Land of Jerusalem because he wants to bring back his dead lover. He makes this wish, and the white mist that was the body of Red Eye... Basically, Red Eye revives. It takes his lover's body, and she has absolutely no self-awareness at this point. She kills the young replicant on the spot, and then, as the new Red Eye, takes over the Legion again.
Wow, that was a bad idea.
There's a reason they called it the Forbidden Land.
So finally, in 3287, the world is back on the brink of disaster. Legion's back, but an android and 4 replicants challenge Red Eye. They destroy the Legion, and they send the Meso back to the other world. So at this point, the world has been purified again. Only took 1,300 years, but we made it.
Yep.
So, at 3288, we have the Gestaltized humans are starting to awaken. They're being returned to their bodies, but now we have that small problem of self-awareness because the replicants who have sentience now don't want to give their bodies back. So they are slowly they're fighting back now against the program. As you would if you were told, hey, I'm actually you from 2,000 years ago, and I'm gonna take my body back now, thanks.
Yeah, no.
Uh-huh.
So at this point, the replicants and the Gestalts are actively fighting each other. In some areas where the androids are in control, they tell the replicants what's going on, and the Gestalts do ultimately return. But, as you can probably guess, that's not very much. That's not a very frequent occurrence. By and large, there is a lot of fighting. So, the Gestalts, at this point, go to invoke the nuclear option, and they go to use the Grimoire NieR project. And so, unfortunately though, despite having taken NieR's Meso, some of these Gestalts are at this point, they're 1,500 years old, they're starting to lose it. And Gestalt NieR has at this point realized Yoda's not coming back if it continues like this. So, he goes... Alright, where are we at? So that's 3,300. Yeah, so Gestalt NieR realizes Yoda's not coming back. This has become a mess. And, oh, what the fuck? That's weird.
Real quick, should we look inside this cargo or not? Or no?
Oh, did we do this quest already?
No, we did not.
I think you get a big reward either way. Let me go have a quick look. Oh, no, yeah, you definitely wanna peek in that cargo.
Got it. Ooh.
It is filled with strange potions and documents.
Okay, sorry, continue.
Was that old woman?
So, yeah, you should probably go turn her in now. That seems like a good idea.
Yeah, you know what, let's go. I'm gonna go back over to her then.
Not to her. You want to turn her into the authorities.
What authorities? The post office?
Talk to the man at the town entrance.
Probably a different guy.
Choose to peek into the cargo, then report the lady to the authorities by talking to the man at the town entrance. Did you have all the, do you have all the pieces of the cargo?
How many pieces are there? I only found one.
There's 3.
Okay.
Second one's in the village, third on the lakeshore behind the market, and the third one is in the northern plains.
Wow, this cargo went far. Okay, well I have another quest over here to go do anyway, so.
Yeah, the reason we want to peek into that is because, as you found out, it's explosives, and if you turn her into the authorities, you get 50,000 gold instead of 20,000.
Oh, holy shit! Yeah, I want that.
Anyway, yeah, I think we were pretty much at...
We were at book touching.
Ah, yes, the book touching. Okay, so I'm not sure why there's this discrepancy, but according to Grimoire NieR, so, alright, so at this point, Gestalt NieR is, he goes and he gets Grimoire Noir. He is going to essentially, he's going to make this work and get his daughter back. So around this time, in 3361, Father NieR, that's the point at which Father NieR gets Grimoire Vice. And for whatever reason, Brother NieR doesn't get Grimoire Vice until 3465? It's like 100 years later because... Question mark?
What?
Maybe the events of Brother NieR happened like one life cycle after Father NieR? I don't know. I don't know if it was mentioned or not, but essentially, like, because all the replicants are artificial life, no one actually can reproduce, so they just kind of recycle these replicant bodies.
Sure, let's go with that. Anyway, Gestalt NieR acquires Grimoire Noir. He's attempting to, forcibly return Yona to her replicant body and get his daughter back. Devla and Popola are totally in on this, and they set him up as the savior of the Gestalts because he's got the original Grimoire Noir, and he's gonna fix this whole problem. So they guide Replicant NieR into getting Grimoire Vice and have him get the sealed verses, and essentially they're trying to get him to complete all the preparations, and then have him come meet with Gestalt NieR, combine the books, restore all the Gestalts. Happy days for everybody. But there's a problem with that. Aside from the incredibly obvious problem that Replicant NieR is not having any part of this whole thing, Gestalt NieR actually doesn't really believe in the whole Grimoire Noir thing, so he just takes Replicant Yona anyway. So...
Yeah, as it turns out, you get kind of impatient after, 1300 years?
Yeah, it's about 1300 years, give or take. So he just takes Replicant Yona, and he's kind of at the point where he's just like, you know what? I don't give a shit anymore. I'm gonna get my daughter back, and I'm gonna fix my body, and then fuck y'all. And then ultimately, Replicant NieR comes to the castle. Replicant NieR kills Gestalt NieR, and because Gestalt Yona has already lost her consciousness, she fades away and disappears forever, and we are left with just Replicant NieR and just Replicant Yona. And since Gestalt NieR is dead, there is no more Meso. So all of the shades now will eventually go insane. And humanity is doomed.
Good job, NieR. You did it. Also, like I said, because they were recycling replicant bodies to continue the cycle of life, and because the overseers of this project are now dead, the replicants are gonna die out at some point too.
It's basically just Popola and Devila in charge, huh?
Pretty much.
Popola and Devila are in charge of this particular area. There are other... I mean, this is not the only area in the world. There are other settlements, other civilizations who have similar overseers. But yeah. Anyway, that's the real heavy stuff. That's how we get from Drakengard to here.
It was a wonderful journey.
It was a journey, all right.
What I want to know is, how do you lose a dragon?
Well, to be fair, the facility was attacked.
Yeah, I think Angelus's corpse was actually like revered as like a holy icon or something, and some fanatics stole the corpse. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah, it's something along those lines. Basically, every time that the facility was attacked, it is remarked that it was suspected to be related to some big religious thing. So...
Fanatics are weird.
I don't think Angelus's body would have been decomposing. She's kind of a dragon.
Alright, now we can go turn that lady in.
Also, Chrism has a good point. Like, the crate's full of some kind of white powder. Is she smuggling zombie salt?
I don't think so. All of the Maso has been shot back over to the Drakengard world.
Yeah, no, the world's been purified. That particular threat is no longer a thing.
Yeah, but it's been purified like 3 or 4 times by now. That doesn't mean anything.
Well, someone has determined that the world is now free of Queen Grotesquerie salt, so I think we're okay on that front. Even if she was, though, like, there are no more organic humans, so we are definitely not at risk of white chlorination syndrome.
So, what's the words then? Like the Black Scroll, what is that?
The Black Scroll is a sign of is a sign of the Gestalt relapsing.
Okay.
It's never really explained how, like, whether the Gestalt project works on Meso or whatever. It's not really explained on that level, but Grimoire Noir, the source of Grimoire Noir's thing, is so Grimoire Noir is essentially a Gestalt that has been sealed in a book. So the Gestalt process appears to be linked. Like, it appears to be similar and linked with Meso. I don't know if it actually runs on it, though.
Oh.
I forget. Did you mention about the people, the source of the people who became Grimoire NieR and Grimoire Noir and Vice?
They're not mentioned, unfortunately.
Okay.
It just says that, at least on the timeline that I'm working with here, it just says that they were created by putting a Gestalt in a book vessel.
Okay, that's fair. I know there's a short story that does go over the origins of the Grimoires.
Well, that was a very interesting story time.
Yeah, Yoko Taro put a lot into the backstory of this game, and not a whole lot of it like directly like impact. I don't know how to put it. It's not super important to the understanding of the story of this game itself. It's just some really neat stuff, just way in the background.
Yoko Taro is one of those DMs who like writes every single little bit of backstory for every NPC you'll ever meet, and none of it ever comes up.
Yeah, I believe it.
Okay, here we go. All the Grimoires were originally humans.
I'm bushed.
What the hell? There's all kinds of fun things here. This is a fucking tour guide section of what would it be like if Grimoire Vice had a tour guide section.
Oh my god.
Okay. Let's talk about traveling around in NieR's world.
Do tell.
Now's your chance to ride on the wild boar and see all there is about this world. This guide is made for those of you planning to travel in a world filled with monuments and ruins from the old world that has been destroyed. We carefully selected places that you must see, and information's about the town to aid you during your short stay there. Now, this guide is amended with the latest information based on the previous editions that were first published in the year 3432. We hope this guide could serve the purpose of preparing the readers for this trip. So, this is based on the 3432 edition. So keep that in mind if something doesn't necessarily match up here.
Oh, okay, so the area is actually going to be in this guide.
Yes, it will. So, where do you want to hear about first?
What do we have on the junk heap since I'm going there now?
The junk heap? There's nothing on the junk heap, because why would you go to the junk heap? You're a tourist.
Good. Okay, how about...
I'm glad even Vice doesn't care for the junk heap.
Damn it! Where'd they go?
Okay, Faye, you pick a place.
Get him! Don't let him escape!
The forest.
Forest? Let's see. I actually don't see the forest on here either. It looks it up. Probably because it's like just a demon computer tree or something like that.
Wow, how do we pick the 2 places that don't actually have information first?
You suck at this.
Okay, fine. Seafront.
Alright, I agree. Let's talk about Seafront. Seafront, a town that is lively with trades and a blue ocean with white sand. The town that lies at the southern end of the Southern Plains is a town with a warm climate that is regulated by the sea. It's also a popular sightseeing spot, blessed by an abundance of seafood and other food resources. The size of the town is the biggest in the nearby area, and its trades are the most prosperous of all. The walls of the town are as beautiful as they are colored in white, so our readers can enjoy themselves while they're taking a stroll about the town. The townspeople are bright and social. Once you start to engage in a conversation with them, you'll be able to understand the beauty and the attraction of the town. There is a decorative and extravagant Western-style house once you step out of the town and head towards the plains. Although it's impossible to enter, it is possible for the tourists to be captivated, and to imagine what kind of lives were led in a house of such construction. Our recommendation is that there is a clear view of the town from the outlook of the lighthouse, the highest platform in the town, and one could take a glance and see all there is to see. There are still some remains of a giant infrastructure from the old world on the sea, and it creates a fantasy-like scenery with glimmering lights dancing on the surface of the ocean. After marveling at the picturesque scenery, do visit the pub and indulge yourself with the fine taste of the sea. The master of the pub likes to cook with ingredients that are huge, so he is experimenting and inventing a new menu every day. Perhaps if our readers are lucky, they'll get to try it out too. We urge our readers to try and visit the pub, if possible.
Why?
It's also a comfortable spot for amateurs to fish. The greatest leisure in the town is fishing, after all. The fish you get is based on where you got it, so we would like to recommend the amateurs to fish near the beach area with the wide open coast. In order to fish successfully, there are several tips and tricks that one needs to be mindful of, so again, we would like to recommend that amateurs take some lessons from the pros in town. If our readers have had enough with the fishing, why don't you take a look at the seals that are basking in the sun from the different angles? They'll calm you down with a sense of tranquility.
Oh, wow! Check this out! It looks brand new!
Seafront seems like a nice vacation spot.
Yeah. I'm fine.
Huh? Look out! Jacob! Jacob, no! No, this can't be happening! No!
Thanks, Gideon.
CP is my friend.
BP is a good boy.
He's doing his best.
VP is scum who killed my brother.